Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio.
And hello again, everybody. Stephen, get off your phone. This is Gwinnett Business Radio here on Business RadioX. Mike along with Stephen. I caught you.
Just checking the market. I'm an independent financial advisor. I do have to keep an eye on the markets for my clients.
Ooh, good answer. Always working.
Like that. See that?
Yeah. Mike Salmon, Stephen Julian from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio here in the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. And this is Gwinnett Business Radio, and we have a couple great guests in the studio. Tom Sheldon is here with the Sugar Hill Business Alliance, and Lauren Summers with New Dawn Realty.
Fantastic. Is it the Sugar Hill Business Alliance or a business association? We'll have to ask him. That's a tease. See how I did? I'm all invested. I'm all in on this show.
Is it Sugar Hill?
Yes, it is. That I know.
Oh, okay. Great.
And it is business, which is why we're here.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Lauren Summers, we believe, is a real estate agent with New Dawn Realty. Maybe we need to double check that. Lauren, thank you. Tell us all about New Dawn Realty and your life as a real estate agent.
Sure. Well, New Dawn Realty, we're based out of Norcross, and it's a small boutique real estate brokerage. About 50 agents in my office, but we've been in business for about 20 years now. So my broker has tons of experience. People in the community love us. So I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now. Really busy in the Gwinnett area. I'm from Gwinnett, so that's the area I love to work.
I have to ask, you've been in the business 2 years, so tell us what got you to where you are today, and why did you decide to become a real estate agent?
Okay, well, I got into real estate because I really wanted to teach others, how to grow their wealth, especially young people. It's a great tool if you use it correctly to grow wealth for your family. I bought my house when I was 19 years old. I was pregnant, expecting my son, comparing apartments to, owning a home. And I'm like, well, this makes more sense. So just here to show people that it is obtainable. And I'm excited to be able to teach people when they want to listen.
When you mentioned New Dawn Realty, and you mentioned that the office that you're a part of is a small boutique realty office located in Norcross, I was expecting a number less than 50. So and so let me just ask, when you say boutique, when it comes to real estate, what makes a boutique different from some of the other really big, which I'm assuming now means hundreds and hundreds of agents, maybe even thousands in an office?
Right. So you do have larger brokerages, like Keller Williams might have 300 agents, Century 21 might have 1,000 agents. So 50, although it sounds pretty big, it's pretty small number of agents, but we're not a franchise. We are focused, we're right downtown historic Norcross, so we really focus on the area and, quality over quantity.
So located in Norcross, I'm assuming not all listings are inside of Norcross. So kind of talk about your playground, as it were. Where are some of your key areas that you really obviously in Norcross and around historic, but go outside of that? How far will you guys go?
Right. So, we have agents that live all over Georgia that cover different areas. Myself personally, I find myself all over, but I try to stick to Gwinnett. That is my focus because I've been living here, went to Norcross High School, so that's the area I'm comfortable with in Gwinnett County. But I've been here for about 15 years, so I pretty much
kind of know the area.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm sure, Lauren, when you decided to get into this field, you're thinking, boy, I can't wait to really get out there and meet people and show houses. And I sure hope a pandemic comes along where it just changes the whole playing field. So even though we try to keep our shows timeless, we are doing the show during the time of COVID-19. How has that affected the real estate industry? Are you even able to show houses these days? And if so, what precautions do you have to take now?
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Starting out, everybody's like, oh, is it going to crash? People didn't want to show their house. They didn't want to allow anybody indoors. So it was a period around March where everything just kind of halted. So it was strange times, but then interest rates started to, decrease significantly. And, it's peak season right now. So people, they want to move while their kids, aren't in the middle of a school year. So as soon as the restrictions started to ease, it picked right back up. So it's been really busy. We wear masks. I have all my clients, leave Lysol wipes, hand sanitizers at the door just to make sure, I tell them leave all the lights on so people aren't touching things, open the doors. Just try to minimize how much they're really putting their hands all over the place.
So what I'm hearing is interest rates went down so low, people were like, what COVID? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, more like we can buy in spite of this, right? We can figure out what we need to do in spite of this. I'm wondering, one of the things I've heard from other business leaders during this time is a very unique time like this has caused us to stop and really focus on what's most important in business. I'm assuming in real estate. And I liked how you said, leave all the little things that can be done that lessen the impact of COVID, but also heighten the opportunity of showing off your house as best as possible. What are some of you've got a room full of people, most of whom own their own home. What are some of the lessons you want to make sure they hear and know about working with you, and what can you bring to the table that helps them sell their house quicker?
Sure. So I try to keep a really good mix of listings and buyers. So, you have a lot of agents who only take listings. They don't work with buyers because it's time consuming. But me working with buyers, I'm there, I'm hearing their feedback, I'm understanding what they like. So I think that balance helps me on both sides. So when it comes to representing my clients, most of my properties that I list, they go like this, and I get multiple offers because my clients listen to what I say. If I tell them, hey, you got all these weird colors going on, I need you to paint this, here's the color, Sherman-Williams, French gray, that's what you need to do. And when they listen to me and they do everything, make it move-in ready, I might recommend they get an inspection beforehand so there's no surprises, and then you can say, hey, we're certified, I know your inspection's going to go well. That definitely helps ease a buyer's mind, and they feel like it's move-in ready.
Mike, I think we got a tagline or we got a slogan. Lauren Summers, listen to me and you'll sell your house. I like that.
I like that.
It works, right?
Yeah.
Just listen to what I say and you'll sell your house.
Well, and of course the seller has to realize that people are looking at the house through their eyes. My mom is in the process right now of selling her house, and she has this table in the hallway, and she likes it in the hallway, but the realtor said, you need to move that into another room that opens up the hallway.
Yeah.
And she was kind of fighting me a little bit, and I said, no, you really need to open up that hallway. So it doesn't matter what you like. You want to really listen to the real estate agent because it's what the buyer is looking for.
Exactly. That is key. I have a lot of people like that. They're like, oh, I like this color. I like this floor. I'm like, well, you're not going to be living here anymore. So this is what sells. Just follow my instructions and you'll be very happy with the results. And, they don't always want to spend the money up front. But, if you say you paint the entire interior, cost $2,000, that might bring you $4,000 over asking price. So it's worth, the investment.
Listen to Lauren. You'll sell your house. So you said you worked with buyers and sellers. Let's get on the other side of the table when you're working with a client who is buying a house. What are some of the things that you bring to the table? What are some of the things you're looking at that they're going to hear in that answer and go, ooh, I need to work with Lauren, and if I listen to her, I'll have a better deal on a better house. So talk about that.
Yes, right now it's about getting your offer accepted because there's a lot of competition. There's tons of buyers in the market. So really I advise my buyers on what do you need to do to get accepted, how to be competitive. I understand you want to get a deal, but this isn't really the market to try to, go 20,000 under. You have to be competitive, and you have to think what do you need to make this happen for yourself? So do you need them to contribute to closing costs? Okay, that might mean you have to go a little more above asking price because closing costs is money up front. The sales price won't really make a difference to your payment. So that's one thing. It might be kind of personalizing your offer, giving them an introduction to who you are, why this property is for you, letting them know you're not an investor, this is for your family, those kind of things, and kind of being a little flexible. You have to be able to walk in a property and, does it have the layout that you want, the bones that you want, not necessarily the color scheme that you want because you can change that, everything doesn't have to be done right away. If it needs a little bit of repairs, that's where you get a better value. When a house is completely move-in ready, they've done all the renovations, they're going to want top dollar. But if you're willing to do some of it yourself, over the next few years, that's when you get a better value. That's when you build equity.
Lauren Summers is our guest. She's with New Dawn Realty. You're listening to Gwinnett Business Radio. And Lauren, I'm going to call you to the carpet. You're a liar. Because listening to your answers, there's no way you've been doing this for only 2 years.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, you sound like you've been doing this for 25 years.
I appreciate that. I spend a lot of time doing continued education, learning from the best, kind of, hearing what they are doing and kind of personalizing it and putting my own touch on it.
So are you also acknowledging that you did lie, that you have done this longer than 2 years? Or are you just saying you're so good at it and so invested in it that you've spent a lot of time in those first 2 years really getting up to speed?
Yes, definitely. Especially the first year, I spent a lot of time just learning the industry, especially Gwinnett market, because Gwinnett market's pretty unique.
I just want to say, Stephen, calling her a liar was probably the most backhanded compliment you could ever give somebody.
It was a circuitous route, but you got there. Well done. Lauren, I wanted to ask, when you work with a client, and I'll let you decide whether it's both buyers and sellers or one or the other, what can someone expect when they first reach out to you? What's the process look like, especially if there's some things you do that might be a little different than their past experience with other real estate agents?
I think a lot of people, when they decide they don't want to work with a real estate agent, it's because they don't feel like that client is paying them enough attention. They're not communicating well, and they're not looking out for their best interests. They're just trying to close the deal, and kind of, buy this one, pushing them to the side. So I really, I take my time. I explain the process, especially for first-time home buyers. I communicate well, consistently, and my clients really appreciate that. I'm a little bit, not a little bit, but I'm a perfectionist. So I try to make sure all my bases are covered, my plan A, plan B, plan C, and I have all my ducks in a row. That way I don't like to drop the ball. I don't like to make mistakes.
So there are tons of real estate agents, and I guess one of the first things everybody should do is try to separate the ones who are just trying to do a transaction from those who are truly trying to partner with you and help you make the best decision possible.
Yes, there are a lot of real estate agents in Georgia. I don't know what the number is, but I think I read a study that the average annual salary for a real estate agent is like $8,000. So that tells you that there's a lot of part-time agents out there, a lot of agents that might do like one deal a year, just because your friend has her license but kind of does it on the side doesn't mean she's going to represent you in your best interest. So you really need a full-time professional that's invested.
And there's a spectrum, because there's that part-time, and then on the other end there's the people that, I sold thousands of houses. Well, clearly you don't care about it's hard to really care as much about individuals.
Yes.
If you're selling thousands of things. So there's a nice niche for working with a personalized relationship.
That's a good point there.
Yeah, that's free hashtag for you.
And I will confirm, too, many, many years ago, trying to sell a house in Birmingham, Alabama, we used an agent who was really a part-time agent, and the house did not sell for months. We ended up going to a full-time real estate agent, and it sold within a week.
Yeah.
So you are correct about that. I do want to change a little bit. I understand you're the exclusive real estate agent with the Gwinnett Housing Corporation.
Yes.
Tell us about that relationship and what the Gwinnett Housing Corporation is.
So Gwinnett Housing Corporation, their focus is affordable housing. So they do a lot in the community. One program they have is they'll purchase properties, they'll renovate it, full renovation, they'll list it below market value because they're targeting people that make below 80% of the median income for Gwinnett. So the max they can, to be able to qualify, the max they could sell it for is $175. So the house might be worth $215, but they can't sell it for more than $175. It's been completely rehab, new roof, new hot water heater, all of that, all the warranties, and they give $15,000 in down payment assistance. So it's a great program. Yeah. I work closely with them. I'm really invested, and I was introduced to them through an organization of volunteers called Live Norcross. We really focus on affordable housing in Norcross. You might have heard about the extended stay survey that went national 2 years ago, and then we followed up with a renter survey trying to understand the barriers to permanent housing and then the barriers to home ownership. So that's how I was introduced to that, just focusing on what my mission is and my purpose, and that led me to working with Gwinnett Housing. And I'm from Gwinnett, so I'm a Gwinnetian through and through. So I'm very happy to be representing them.
And I'm assuming people who want to take part in the program as buyers, obviously they need to go through some steps and make sure they qualify. But
yes.
I mean, listen, as a pure-blooded capitalist, there's nothing better for someone's financial future than to own property. And I mean, that's one of the best steps, and it's long-term growth, as you talked about. And it's just, when you own it, you got skin in the game. You're that's going to help you.
Definitely.
And helping them qualify. What a great corporate, Gwinnett Housing Corporation. And
Yes.
so you're the real estate agent working with them.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I represent them, their acquisitions and their sales. So
Kudos to you.
thank you.
I have to ask, and we're going to see if we can figure this out. Which high school did you go to? We'll see if we can figure out the mascot.
I went to Norcross High School.
I know. Go ahead.
It's a devil.
Yeah.
Is it a blue devil?
I think it was at one point. I don't know if it still is. Let's go to the judge.
It is.
It's Blue Devils?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Mike, can you name a famous, apart from Lauren Summers from New Dawn Realty, can you name a famous Norcross graduate?
Baseball player?
Go ahead.
Am I in the right realm?
Go for it.
Give me a yes or no. Baseball player?
I was thinking of basketball players, but I
okay.
think there's been a baseball player. so.
Okay, who? No.
Well, so the one I know is
Lou-
Al Farouk Aminu,
Yes.
who went to Wake Forest. So after he left Norcross, and I know that he's not the only one. There have been many great basketball players and other athletes and scholars too, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. A lot of great talent came out of Norcross.
And there's one sitting across the table from us, right? See how I didn't take as circuitous a route as you did, and I didn't backhand it. I just went for plain out flattery.
Well, for those that would like to pay you more compliments and, give you backhanded compliments as well, how can people find out more about you, reach out to you, and so forth?
Well, I am on Instagram, Facebook, Lauren Summers Real Estate, at Lauren Summers Real Estate on Instagram, same on Facebook. So you can follow me, connect with me. I love engaging, I love making new friends. So I'd like to engage with people as much as possible.
And it's LaurenSummersRealEstate.com.
Yes, that is my website.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, Lauren, great job. Continued success. We love what you're doing with the Gwinnett Housing Corporation. And just keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Lauren Summers with New Dawn Realty here on Gwinnett Business Radio.
And by the way, Mike is not suggesting that people give her backhanded compliments. That takes a lot of skill. Leave it to the professionals like Mike Salmon.
Yeah, exactly. I showed you how to do it right here.
That was well done.
I gave about as a backhanded compliment as you could get.
Yeah, it's about as backhanded as you
She's
get.
a liar. No, she was awesome. Everything she said was honest and truthful.
Fantastic. Hey, Mike, we have a very special treat for everyone before we get to our second interview.
Yeah, usually we want to, give a shout out to Subaru of Gwinnett. They're our studio sponsor, but Tom Sheldon is here, and he's going to talk about the Sugar Hill Business Association, Alliance, Corporation. We're going to find out exactly the name.
Way to continue the tease.
Yes,
well done.
Yes. But he's also a voiceover artist, and we'll ask him a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And he's the voice of God. And
wow.
And we said, why don't you read the Subaru promotion?
So to sum up, God is reading the Subaru promotion? Is that what you just said?
Nope, no pressure at all,
Wow.
Tom. No pressure at all. First of all, before you have to jump right in, thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Can I speak now?
Yes.
The voice of God is here.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
And
No pressure.
And anything about Subaru you want us to tell us about?
Well, Mike, it's all about love. It's what makes Subaru a Subaru. Great big savings and enjoy their hassle-free experience. Visit SubaruGwinnett.com and join their family today. Come in and see the difference. Perhaps you're already a Subaruist.
Subaruist.
You own a Subaru already, and
Exactly.
you love Subaru
Exactly,
already.
yes.
Then follow Subaru of Gwinnett's Facebook page and the latest Subaru offers, news, and community events. That's Subaru of Gwinnett.
That was well done.
Well done.
It was well done.
They say the first 5 takes are junk anyway.
Can you just record that
was your
before you
warm-up?
leave? And
I can.
We'll never have Stephen read that again.
Wait a minute. Oh, well, actually, that wouldn't be terrible.
And
I
then
but I
Stephen
do
wouldn't
love
be
Subaru.
needed around here anymore.
Dadgummit. I knew that was going to happen when Tom came in the studio today.
Sorry.
But even because of that, I still like Tom.
Tom Sheldon, friend of the show, Sugar Hill Business Association? Alliance?
You're killing me over here. It would be Alliance. It would be Alliance.
Hang on, I'm going to scratch out Mike's notes
Wow.
as you guys talk. Sure.
I saw it on a billboard outside association. What was that about?
I don't know.
I didn't pay for it. I know.
Man.
Well, in all transparency, Business RadioX is a member of the Sugar Hill Business Alliance. So, Tom, without further ado, tell us all about this great organization.
It is an amazing organization. Obviously, we center around the great city of Sugar Hill, but we also serve all of North Gwinnett and the surrounding areas. 80-something, 90-something members going strong. We try to meet once a month for an after hours. That's been kind of askew lately.
Yeah.
We do have one tonight. We have an after hours this evening, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. And, of course, we have awesome websites. We have an event coming up later this fall. All kinds of fun stuff. What direction would you like to go with it, guys?
Well, so I think so. We are Gwinnett Business Radio. A lot of business leaders and business owners listen to our program, and you can't be a business owner without having stories and experiences of going to networking events.
Exactly.
So, what are some of the best things of other networking events that Sugar Hill also does, and what are the things that Sugar Hill Business Alliance does maybe better than anybody else?
Well, Stephen, honestly, we do it all better.
Oh, amen. There you go.
I like it.
There's no backhanded there. That's just
Good
pure
answer.
fact.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, the truth works.
All right.
I tell you what, any networking you do is about building the relationships that you need to go forward. The mindset of going to a networking event and I'm going to hard sell everyone in the room is really the wrong approach. You will run people off really fast, including yourself. You build the relationship. It may not be someone that is buying a product or your service, but it may be someone that you need to aid you in doing your job. We do business with people we trust, people we know, people we like. You build that network. It's not just about gaining clients, that network of people you can lean on when you need it.
And you build friendships, too.
It happens.
Personal friendships.
It does happen.
Exactly. How long has the organization been around?
Let's see. This is actually the third edition, shall we say. It has been around for 6 years now.
And you guys are very close to the officials of Sugar Hill. I mean, you guys are involved in a lot of community events. Talk about some of the things you've done in the past. There's the statue I want you to talk about and so forth. And you got a really cool event coming up as well.
We do have a cool event. I tell you, no bias intended. Working with the employees of Sugar Hill and the elected officials are amazing. They're all amazing. Just generally speaking, there's always that one you don't want to mess with. There really isn't that one in Sugar Hill. They're all phenomenal. Unfortunately, those who know me, I cash the brownie points in as quick as I get them, but that's okay. They are wonderful to work with. We have hosted and sponsored municipal dinners with the city. Now that little statue you were talking about, the next time anyone is in Sugar Hill, please stop by the Veterans Memorial that sits between the cemetery and City Hall. You can't miss it. Beautiful water features dedicated to our military. But there is this amazing statue of an eagle in flight. It's gorgeous. The Sugar Hill Business Alliance raised the money last summer, I guess, in our golf tournament to pay for that statue. So a lot of hard work went into that. We made it happen, and it paid off.
So I think one of the things, as people listening, again, who've had the experiences of being in different networking groups, the fact that there's a open and close relationship between the officials of government and the business leaders of the community, that ain't happening everywhere.
It doesn't.
And I think a city government that recognizes the value of a thriving business and thriving businesses of all sizes and types, and then business leaders who recognize the value of developing relationships with city leaders, I think that's fantastic. And one of the other unique things about the Sugar Hill Business Alliance is the city of Sugar Hill has created this fantastic area. You don't meet there every time, but you certainly utilize the city center. Talk about the E-Center and some of the unique things that people would find being a member of Sugar Hill Business Alliance coming to those events.
We are a traveling road show now. For years we were not. Honestly, we didn't have a lot of places to go. But now we do, and we have some beautiful places to go. Last month we were at Indio Brewing on the backside of the East Center. And for those who have not driven down West Broad Street, that is, quote-unquote, the main street of Sugar Hill, goes right through town. There's new developments coming up, springing up every day. City Hall is obviously on West Broad, but the East Center, you've got a gymnasium, you've got a retail/office space, and then of course you have the magnificent Eagle Theater that sits just past it between City Hall and the East Center. If you have not been in the Eagle Theater, you must go. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, diamond in the rough.
Oh, I think I was born a little too late. I love the speakeasy days and the Prohibition days, the Gatsby days. The Eagle Theater is modeled after that. It's magnificent. If you're lucky enough, you might even get to perform in it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Did we just get invited to perform
Yes.
Gwinnett Business Radio live from the Eagle?
I've been to many
Theater?
events at the Eagle.
Yeah, I have too.
Tom's been in a few of those events.
Really?
Yes. Speaking of events,
Wow.
you got a really cool one coming up.
A big one. Right now, the annual fall festival that Sugar Hill holds, Sugar Rush, is on. Well, what else?
You like that?
What else would you call it?
I don't know.
I mean,
Listen, we were struggling with association or alliance.
The
okay?
Snickers way or something was taken.
Yeah,
So we went with, no, the city went with, I didn't do anything. The city went with Sugar Rush.
I like it.
It is pretty darn cool. Right now, it is on for October 17th. But the exciting part and where the Business Alliance comes into play, we are hosting a car show that day, and it will be in the parking lot beside City Hall. So we will be in the center of Sugar Rush, where all the fun and chaos will be. Yours truly will be on the microphone, and hopefully do live interviews all day long. Let's hope. Let's hope we have a big showing, and the sponsors are showing up. Thank goodness.
So would you
to
say
make this happen.
the Sugar Hill Business Alliance is going to be the sweet, sugary center of Sugar Rush? Is that what you just said?
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
You're welcome.
When you say car show and cars, what are we talking about?
There are these things
We
with
wanna
four
get- I wanna-
wheels.
Yeah.
Most have
72
four.
Impala. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Leslie Nielsen, an airplane.
Sorry,
We gotta
Tom.
get these people
Sorry,
to a-
Tom.
we gotta get these
Bring it
people
back.
to a
Bring it
hospital.
back.
A hospital?
up
What
there.
is it?
It's a big white building with patients, but that's not important right now. Let's get to Tom with the cars that will be there.
Many men and some ladies have been accused of loving their cars more than their spouses or kids. I know I've been accused of that, but a car show, we will have, cross your fingers, 40 to 50 beautiful, magnificent automobiles. Personally, I'm a Mustang guy. I have Mustangs of my own, but all is welcome. All is welcome. I think someone's bringing a Jeep that's got the big mud tires and all dressed out to go off road, and I said, hey, let's go mudding in it the night before and bring it to the show like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Do they need to register? If anyone listening, picking up this interview wants to check it out, do they need to go somewhere to register their car?
You can register your car at SugarHillBusinessAlliance.com. SugarHillBusinessAlliance.com. There you go. It is a $25 entry, and that's honestly paying for our trophies and the propaganda and stuff that we have to use to advertise it.
But for anybody coming out, it's all free to
It
enjoy.
It is
Sugar
free
Rush
to
is free.
enjoy.
Okay.
And here's the good news, and hopefully I'm not overstepping. It is no secret that gatherings and events are being postponed left and right now. So I'm sure there is a chance. There's always a chance that Sugar Rush will not happen.
But you're talking October.
I'm talking 91 days from now.
Right.
So who knows? I don't know what's going to happen 91 minutes from now. I've got to get back out on Pleasant Hill Road, and it's a nightmare right now. I'm just saying. That's why I was almost late. But in all seriousness, this car show is going to go on.
Right.
Unless a tornado comes through Sugar Hill that day.
So are you saying even if Sugar Rush is canceled?
Even if it is, the car show will be there.
Ooh, I like that.
The Tom Sheldon guarantee.
Whoa.
I'm telling you.
He's putting down the gavel.
The voice of God hath spoken.
Before we let you go, Tom,
Yes.
and again, the Sugar Hill Business Alliance, you say .com is the website
Sugar
for
Hill Business
anybody
Alliance.
that would like to join the alliance. Before we let you go, I'd be remiss as a friend not to say that you also do some voiceover work. Plug that website because you've done some work for us here at Business RadioX, which has been excellent. In fact, if you listen to some of our other shows, you will hear Tom's voice once in a while. He's done some spots for us as well. But how's that going for you? I know you love that.
It was going really well before this COVID-19 thing hit, and right now there's not a lot of business going on. If you were lucky enough to be involved with a project that was ongoing, you got to finish the project. But right now, there's not a lot of new stuff coming down the pipe.
Well, let's get some new stuff going. Where's
I
that
know.
website people need to go to?
TomSheldonVO.com. My
TomSheldonVO.com.
demo is on it. Feel free to contact me through it and put a mic in front of me, and we'll have some fun.
Great. Well, Tom is the I don't even know if we ever said that you're actually the president of the alliance.
I am, and chairman of the board.
Re-elected,
Oh, wow.
actually, believe it or not.
Yes, we are a nonprofit.
Did you get 98% of the popular vote in the?
I got 100%.
Wow!
I scared everyone off. They would not run against me.
Sounds. That normally happens in dictatorships, but not in business alliances. When they've got a good president who's doing a good job, they want to keep him there.
So, Tom Sheldon,
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
SugarHillBusinessalliance.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Always great to see you.
TomSheldonVO.com.
There you go. And Lauren Summers with LaurenSummersRealEstate.com.
And New Dawn Realty. By the way, shouldn't it be Tom Sheldon VOG as voice of God? Which, by the way, the longer this conversation went on, I got a little more uncomfortable. I'm definitely going to have some prayer time when we're done. You're not saying you are God. You're saying
I'm not saying
we said it and not you, and it's the voice of.
Well, I tell you have to set your marks high.
There you go.
So if I come anywhere close to God,
I mean, just even a step farther than where you are now.
Where I am now, just inches would be better.
And especially when we're talking about just the voice sounds.
The voice, right.
Well done. I'm going to go watch the 10 Commandments.
You know, Stephen, the joke was already worn out, and you just kept going with it.
I did.
Yeah, you buried it now.
So instead of backhanded, I just buried it more than anything else.
Right. So anyway, thank you to our guests.
Yes.
Want to remind everybody to please follow us on media at Gwinnett RadioX. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Amanda is our social media expert. I got that all correct? All right. Also, be sure to follow us and like us and subscribe to us on all the podcast platforms out there like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Deezer, Spotify, TuneIn, CastBox, Podchaser, Google Podcasts. We're all over the place.
Unlike Lauren Summers, we don't want to interact with you. We just want you to listen to us. No, wait. Actually, that's not true.
We want you to interact with us.
We do want to interact with you.
Like Lauren, we like you too.
That's right.
We like people. So, again, thank you to JJ. Great job behind the board as producer, who happens to be the son of one of the hosts of the show, by the way.
That's right.
You're a proud papa.
I am. He thankfully takes more after his mother. That's why he's such a great kid.
So
not a kid anymore.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Amanda. And thank you for listening. And we'll see you next time here on Gwinnett Business Radio.